Let's talk about a narrow strip of water, just about 180 kilometers wide, that has somehow become one of the most dangerous and strategically important places on the entire planet. This is the Taiwan Strait, and we're going to break down exactly why it matters so much to all of us.
I mean, it separates mainland China from the island of Taiwan, sure, but its real importance goes way beyond just geography. So why is this one small strait at the center of so much global attention? That is the big question we're going to unpack right now.
Okay, so first, let's just get a handle on the situation as it is right now. The Taiwan Strait is, without a doubt, the epicenter of some serious military tension, a true global flashpoint.
At the heart of it all is this fundamental disagreement. On one side, you have China, which sees Taiwan as a breakaway province that it is determined to, one day, bring back into the fold. On the other side, you have Taiwan, which operates as a completely independent, self-governing democracy. And really, this one core conflict is the engine driving this entire crisis.
And you know, this isn't just a war of words. It's gotten very physical. China has been ramping up its military activity in a big way. We're talking naval exercises, fighter jets flying near the island, even missile tests. And of course, Taiwan is responding by beefing up its own defenses, which just creates this really tense cycle of military posturing. But these tensions aren't happening in a vacuum. The whole world is watching, and for good reason. The Taiwan Strait is an absolutely critical choke point for the entire global economy.
Think of it like a massive highway on the ocean. Day in and day out, countless ships packed with everything you can imagine, from iPhones to sneakers, sail right through these waters. They're moving all those goods between Asia and the rest of the world. Any kind of disruption here would send huge shockwaves through our supply chains.
And just to give you a sense of the sheer scale we're talking about, get this, roughly half of the entire global container fleet passes through the Taiwan Strait every single year. That means the stability of this one waterway is directly tied to the health of the world's economy.
But hold on, as important as all that shipping is, it's actually not the biggest economic story here. The single greatest risk to the global economy isn't about the ships passing through the water, it's about what is being manufactured on the island of Taiwan itself.
And here's what I'm talking about. Taiwan produces over 90% of the world's most advanced semiconductors. These are the tiny, powerful brains inside your phone, your car, your computer, pretty much all modern technology. A conflict that cuts off this supply would be, and I'm not exaggerating, catastrophic for almost every industry on Earth.
So how on earth did we get into this incredibly tense and fragile situation? Well, to really understand what's happening today, we need to rewind the clock and look at the roots of this conflict.
It all traces back to this one moment, the end of the Chinese Civil War in 1949. When the Communists won control of the mainland, the losing side, the nationalists, fled across the strait to Taiwan, and that single event created the political split that has defined this entire region for over 70 years.
And since that split in '49, the conflict has gone through a few key phases. In the 1970s, you saw most of the world shift its official diplomatic recognition from Taiwan to mainland China. Then things got really hot in 1996, when China launched missile tests during a political crisis. And now, here in the 2020s, we're seeing the biggest military escalation in decades.
Now, this whole situation isn't just about two sides staring each other down. It's way more complicated. It's a full-on geopolitical drama with several key players, and every one of them has their own interests at stake.
Let's break down the cast. Of course, you have China, which is focused on reunification. You have Taiwan, fighting to keep its autonomy. Then there's the United States, which provides military support to try and keep the region stable. And right next door is Japan, which desperately needs peace for its own security and its trade routes. But look at that last one, TSMC, the chip giant. It's not even a country, but it's a huge player whose main goal is just to keep business running.
All of this brings us to the most important question of all. What happens next? Where is this all going? Let's explore three possible futures for the Taiwan Strait.
Okay, the first scenario is basically what we have now. A continued, very tense stalemate. Lots of military posturing, but no all-out war. The second path is the more hopeful one. Successful diplomacy kicks in and things calm down. But then there's the third and most dangerous scenario, escalation. That's where a small miscalculation or an accident spirals out of control and leads to a much wider, devastating conflict.
You know, no matter which of those scenarios plays out, the fundamental truth doesn't change. The Taiwan Strait is, and will continue to be, one of the most vital and closely watched places in the world. The stakes are just way too high for it to be anything else.
So, what is the future of the Taiwan Strait? Is it a fragile balance that can somehow be maintained for years to come? Or is it an unstable fault line constantly teetering on the brink of a conflict that could literally reshape our world? That remains the crucial and, for now, unanswered question.